Home sweet home. Did you like what I did there? Yes, I'm back from the lakes. If you saw my last video, thanks for watching that. Thanks for any new subscribers to the channel. But this week I'm back on the home turf, back in the fens and back in Holme Fen, surprise, surprise. And what a cracking morning it is. We've been blessed with mist. Well, as I started recording this, there was mist, but I've just turned around and it's completely, more or less disappeared. I think it's because it's literally sun's just rose. But it's a beautiful morning here at Holme Fen. It's still, it's been raining, so everywhere is really rich and saturated. There's some nice atmosphere hanging around. It's, oh yeah, it's beautiful. Good to be back. And I'm not here on my own today. I have a bunch of other photographer vloggers with me, all of which you'll probably recognise, certainly if you watch the podcast anyway. Yes, we are all united in person, social distanced, of course, and I've brought them to Holme Fen. And luckily we had the mist. Pressure. Oh no, it was great. But yeah, oh, it's so good to be out with these guys this morning. You know, we chat every Friday night on the pubcast, and for the first time in, what, 5 months, you know, we can meet up in person. It's just brilliant. So we're all here, apart from James, who is on his way, so he should be joining us soon. But yeah, they're all off doing their thing. Mally's fell, I think he's fallen over about 3 times already. So yeah, it could be a good day today. Really looking forward to it. In terms of compositions, I can't believe how that mist has just disappeared. So, you know, you walk in the fen and there's mist everywhere, and of course you think, right, I've got to get a shot quickly before the mist goes, and there are potentially compositions everywhere. So the first one I came across was this one here behind me, where you've got a beaten track of ferns that are just going through about 5 or 6 birches, sort of angling towards the end, so they're sort of coming down at an angle. Birches on either side, one on the right hand side that's sort of leaning out. And yeah, I just think it's a nice simple shot, and with that mist that hopefully I captured before it disappeared, I think it's just quite a nice, pleasing, soft shot, and the mist just makes the background you know, just disappear, and there are quite a lot of trees in the background that will have just been you know, cloaked by the mist, you know, so it just makes the trees in the foreground more prominent. I'm rambling, sorry. But yeah, I've taken that one, and hopefully you'll see it now. So now the mist is gone and we're starting to get some light coming through, and it's beautiful light, really soft early morning light just coming through, making the ferns glisten, the bracken glisten, the edges of the tree light up. Yeah, it's just wonderful. I came back to the track here where Gary was just shooting, and I didn't want to take the same shot as him, but I did spot a couple of forked silver birch that just look quite nice standing on their own, and just to the left of them there is a darker tree, so it just adds a little bit of contrast with the bright silver birch and the darker tree, and I think that quite worked. But yeah, just beautiful. I think we've lost Darren. Darren went off early. He's probably now hidden underneath a tree, camouflaged himself with his telephoto on, trying to find a deer or some type of wildlife. So yeah, he'll be back, I'm sure. We'll just whistle him and he'll come back. But yeah, no, I think these guys are having a good time. And so am I. Let's move on. I can't seem to move, honestly. Just put my backpack on, I'm gonna head up the track and put the camera down, and there's another shot there, literally staring you in the face. You've got a birch tree just overhanging the path that we're walking on. The lovely light that's coming through this morning is just backlighting those leaves on the birch and making them twinkle. It's just beautiful. There is literally compositions everywhere. And if you hit this place in the right conditions that we have this morning with the mist, honestly, it is a playground. It really is. And I think we're all having fun in the playground this morning. So we've walked probably only another 10 minutes from where we were earlier. James has made it at last. So we rubbed it in, of course, that there was so much mist earlier on and he missed it. So yeah, we just made sure that, and we'll do that all day long, just to make sure that he realises that he should have got out of bed earlier, really. But no, it's good to have him here. We have lost Dave, and I believe we may have just been reunited with Darren. I can hear his dulcet tones in the background. So all good. All having a great time here. So yeah, we've just called in this clearing here. It is the thing about this fen is that there are areas where it's quite dense of silver birch, so it's obviously quite dark in there, but dotted in around there are these little clearings. And this morning, because the light is very subtle and soft, if you can get in these clearings, the light is just gorgeous because it just gives you some really soft, gentle light on the side of these trees. Can you just excuse me one moment? I have Darren calling me. Bear with. Hello, mate. Hello? Hello? I think that was Darren's butt calling me. Because I think I could hear him over there. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. So in these clearings, the light is so soft, and what I've seen in here is there's a bigger clearing behind where you're standing with the camera, but there's a smaller area here, and the light is just coming down, and you've got patches of the ferns on the floor, you've got patches of leaf that are just catching that light, and it's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, the composition actually quite works, because at the top right hand corner of this shot, I've got a patch of lit leaves, so the green leaves that are really catching the light, and with a polarizer, of course, that just helps bring those greens out. The bottom left hand corner, I've got a fallen birch, which just balances that composition, and then the whole scene just comes together with the light. So yeah, I really like this one. I hope it processes as well as it looks on the back of the camera, but yeah, it's a typical Holme Fen shot, but because of the conditions we've got this morning, it really makes the shot just that much more special than it would be in standard light. So fantastic this morning, absolutely loving it. Now we'll go and see if I can find where Darren is. As vloggers, one of the things that we do is we film B-roll, and we do it all the time just obviously to fill in between pieces like this. We're talking to camera and just to set the scene. And I was just filming a bit of B-roll there, and I don't know how many times I've done it, but you film the B-roll and then you look at the footage back just to check that it's okay and there's a composition there. And I did exactly that here with this shot behind me. It's quite a simple shot, but these two birches, the broken one on the left, which has got its arm reaching to the left, and the ones on the right act as, you know, quite a nice composition. But the thing that's has made the composition a little bit special is that light again, is that softness. And you've got the softness going into the background, and what I've done with the shot is at f5.6 I'll have enhanced that softness a bit. So this is all going to be around these two trees, the bracken on the floor, which has got a bit of colour to it. We've got some autumnal browns coming through, and yeah, it's a simple shot, but there's so many of these simple shots around if you just look, and it's, as I say, it's amazing how they just crop up when you're filming B-roll. So yeah, another one in the bag. So I suppose you'd probably call this a second half of this video, because we stopped for lunch. I volunteered to go out, because I'm the local one here, you see. I volunteered to nip to the local KFC, and we had a bargain bucket, sat at the back of our cars and thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just what we wanted after an early start, and quite a strenuous walk actually all the way around the fen. But it's been fantastic, this one, and the guys have loved it. And to me, that's made the day so much better, because those guys have got so much out of it. Even James Burns, who's just left us actually, James is headed back. But James Burns, if anybody watches James's channel, I'll put a link up to those that subscribe who don't watch his channel, go and have a look. He's a Yorkshireman, he does a lot of his vlogs up on the Fells, Yorkshire, Inglesborough, and also the Lake District as well. And this is the first time he's been down here, and he said, I'm coming back in the autumn. To me, that's job done. You know, if somebody like James, who's got some fantastic scenery up there, wants to come back here again so soon, you know, I'm over the moon with that, I really am. So, I've walked past this spot here several times while I've been to Holme Fen, and behind me here there is a really dense thicket of, I think you'd probably call it a thicket, or a dense area of pine trees. And because it's so dense, the trees have actually got a warm tone to them, and I think, you know, I've always walked past and thought there's a shot to be had here, but because there's so many trees, I've always struggled with it. But while we were walking down here with Darren, Mally and Dave stopped first of all, and as soon as he saw there was an opportunity to take a shot, and Mally just exploded in excitement. And I thought, well, blimey, there is a shot there, but I didn't think it was that exciting. But I know Mally can get quite excitable, but he was right, you know, there is a shot here, and it's just that there is a lot of chaos, but it's also quite a graphical shot. And I'll be really interested to see what Dave's shot's like and what Mally's shot's like. But anyway, what I wanted to do is I've taken a shot. I don't think it's great, but what I've done with this particular shot is there's a sort of triangle of very small birch trees that works, and that's how I've composed the shot with, you know, a triangle of birches. Now, I've tried that before actually, and when I've looked at it in post, I've not quite liked it. So the jury's out, but I've taken a go at it. And the reason I have is because Mally was so excited. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to play you a clip, and you can listen to the reasons why Mally got so excited about this particular composition and this area behind me.
So I've really got to give credit to Mr. D. Griff here, because he stopped back there, and because of what we've just witnessed, it's just ridiculous. It's, how can I say, chaotic. 1,000 birch trees lined in spaces and places where you didn't think you could fit another birch tree, and there is one. And I think that's what's grabbed me, was at this particular place there's one birch tree right in the middle that's gone, I'm not sticking with the rules, I'm not going to be straight, and this one birch is all bent and broken and twisted and gnarled, and then it's surrounded by all these straight lines of silver, and just it's it's a bit special. It really is a bit special. And the thing is, I've been trying, I don't normally envisage a shot, or what's the word, pre-visualize a shot, and I pre-visualized today that I wanted to take a multiple exposure of the birch and overlaying them, and on this occasion I feel it's worked, and the shot I've got, I hope it's not rubbish after all this, but for me, I think that's the shot of the day for me. I'm made up. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful.
So there you go. Now, as I said, Mally is an excitable guy, but he's absolutely right. You know, there is so much to love about that shot. And what I'll do is, he's given me permission to share the shot that he's taken, so I'm going to share this shot in a second, and you can have a look at it as well, and then I'll put my shot up as well, and you can let me know what you think of both of them. I'm sure you'll like Mally's more than mine, but yeah, hearing Mally, hearing how excited he is, brilliant, love it. So as you can see, we're sheltering from the rain because it's now starting to come down quite heavy. We got away with it this morning. We had some gorgeous conditions first thing. It stayed dry, but now it's started to rain. But to be honest, I think we're all a bit knackered, especially these two, after the drive and the zero sleep. But it's been brilliant today. Photography's been excellent, conditions have been great, company has made it. And as I said earlier on, what's made it for me is the comments these guys have said and how much they said they've enjoyed it. And don't take it from me, you know, anything you want to tell my audience about this place?
Magical, wonderful. There's so many superlatives. What can I say? What a day. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
very welcome.
It's a real hidden gem, because people don't talk about it much, and they really should.
Yeah.
For photographers, absolute honeypot material.
Yeah, agreed.
Really? Well, what I would add to that is this place is rubbish. Do not visit.
Yeah, don't come here. Don't come here.
You'll be so disappointed.
Yeah, Darren's the local, as you
Go
can
to the
see.
Peak District.
Stay away!
Joking, of course.
No, absolutely. Well, as I say, I think we've had a brilliant time. I certainly have. These guys are camping over tonight, so I hope it dries, keeps dry, at least for you putting your tent up. But, you'll probably be out for the count as soon as you get in anyway. So I'm going to leave it. Thanks ever so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed today as much as I have. And yeah, I shall see you on the next one, wherever that may be. See you soon.
Bye.
Right.
So there.
Okay.
Right. Hello, welcome to this week's. This is weird, isn't it? Hello, welcome to this week's Photography Pubcast. We're not virtual, look, we're all here. We're all actually here together. But the only problem is that we can only probably do this for about 15 minutes. So it's going to be a quick one. We did some stupid video, didn't we?
Yeah, very stupid.
I thought it was quite sensible, to be honest.